You are a deem or witnesses to this holy moment, the joining of this woman and this man. Brett and Amy, take a moment to look out and see all of the friends and relatives who have come here today to be with both of you. The wedding ceremony begins with a simple act of devotion. Amy will circle Brett 3 times, then Brett will circle Amy 3 times. Finally, they will come together for one circle simultaneously. These circles indicate an intertwining of the bride and groom as they begin a new life together. They symbolize the 7 days of creation as we come upon a new moment of creation in your lives, the creation of your family. Amy, you can now begin circling Brett. The first circle is Chesed. I circle thee with loving kindness. The second circle is Gevurah. I bless thee with strength. The third circle is Tiferet. May harmony rule in your home. The fourth circle is Netzach, the circle of victory. May goodness triumph always. The fifth circle is Chod, the shining radiance of God's glory reflected on your faces today. The sixth circle is Yesod, the firm foundation. May the bedrock of your love and faith sustain you come what may. Sides remain open as a symbol of the ways in which you will welcome guests into your home during your marriage. May this be a home filled with health, with happiness, and of course, in sharing your lives together in peace and serenity in your home, in the fulfillment of living and growing and achieving together, in the warmth, companionship of family and friends, and in realizing your fondest hopes. Stand here today and declare before friends and family your love and devotion, your lifelong commitment to each other. You make each other Kiddushin. You set one another apart and make each other holy. And you give that gift to one another as you have already begun to do in your relationship up until this moment. You have set each other apart. You have made one another holy through the history that you share with one another. You've known each other for years, with so many friends overlapping through high school and Plainview. You love how you challenge each other to be better individuals, and how you serve as a steady presence in one another's lives, especially through the more difficult times. There's particularly her family. She always has a way of reminding him what is most important in life. Amy loves what a sweet, loving, and affectionate person Brett is, how he can be playful and silly while also being so sincere in his actions. And she admires how he is there for her no matter what. From this day forward, may these words be a reminder to always set one another apart through your comfort and love, through a dedication to listening, even when you may not feel like it, by always remembering You will now give and receive these rings. They are a token of your union, a symbol of enduring loyalty. May they ever remind you that your lives are bound together by devotion and faithfulness. They are also a symbol of the joining of not just 2 people, but 2 families and the traditions of love that connect them. Amy will wear the rings that have been passed down since her great-grandmothers from one generation to the next. I ask that you place the ring on your right hand index finger first, as there is an ancient belief that this finger is connected directly to the heart. Brett, as you place these rings on Amy's finger, please recite these words after me.
Right. At Mephibosheth. Li. B'Tavahad. So. Kedat. Moshe. Yisrael. You wedded to me with this ring as my wife.
Lo, Kadat, Moshe. Israel. Be wedded to me with this ring, as my husband, and keeping with the laws of Moses. Before the ceremony began, Amy and Brett signed the Jewish legal marriage document called the Ketubah. I now ask you to bow your heads as I bestow upon you the ancient priestly benediction. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence always be with you and give you the greatest of gifts, the gift of peace. Can you hear Atzon? May this be God's will. Brett, you will now step upon this glass.
With all the apps and different ways people are meeting these days, it's always refreshing to hear a story about two people falling in love before they went to college. Of course, I'm talking about when Brett and myself fell in love our senior year of high school. By the way, I am Brian, and I am Brett's best man this weekend. In the least surprising thing some people will hear this evening, Brett and I met playing in a poker tournament. I still remember that young pup wearing his Champ Bailey jersey. Not only did Brett win the tournament that day, but he also won a new best friend. Sorry, Jay. From that point, we decided to go all in and live together our freshman year at Maryland. To be honest, we entered Maryland as boys. Our first night at college, instead of going out and seeing what Maryland had to offer, we decided to stay in and play Madden. I would say we got cooler and had better days ahead of us, but then we decided to pledge Sigma Nu. We had an amazing 4 years living together, despite always being let down by the Terps. As great as college was, our friendship really blossomed the past 7 years living in New York City. It was then I not only got to know Brett, but Amy as well. Amy, you look absolutely amazing tonight and are such a wonderful person. I just want to let you know that anytime Brett speaks about you, he always lights up. Half the time like a menorah, half the time like a Christmas tree. It was cute to see how nervous he was the night he proposed because you mean the world to him. I look forward to you and Brett starting a family in the near future because I know he will really enjoy being called Daddy. Brett, I know I just complimented Amy, but you also look stunning tonight. Those juice cleanses really paid off. However, if you did one less juice cleanse, you probably would have had the strength to break the glass on the first try. All right. Losing 22 pounds in 7 months is extremely impressive, though. And if JP Morgan doesn't work out, you could always be a personal trainer. All kidding aside, Brett, you are a class act and my best friend. I am honored to be up here this weekend and part of your big day. I hope you two have an incredible time on your honeymoon in Bali, but if you flip it, you're going to Vegas for UFC 200. At this point, I would like everyone to raise their glass. Let's all say Mazel Tov to everyone's favorite couple and new husband and wife, Amy and Brett Chalmers.
Hey, to follow that one up. Let's get Jay up here.
All right. First off, this has been an incredible party. Let's just get a quick round of applause for the bride and groom. As most of you know, I am also Brett's co-best man, or in my mind, best man 1A. Sorry, Ian. There's a new sheriff in town. Brett, this is such an incredible honor, and I really can't thank you enough for giving me this opportunity. You know how much this means to me. But I do have a quick confession to make. See, Brett and Amy were adamant that I only spend about 5 or 6 minutes up here. So I bought an extra hour, because I'm going to be up here for a very long time. And please, if you guys have your cell phones on, please keep them on. You might as well stay entertained somehow. Now I'm in a very unique situation here because it's not often that 2 of your best friends from childhood get married like this. So before I get into the evolution of Brett and I's friendship, it's impossible not to talk about what an amazing person Amy is. Amy, I've had the privilege of knowing you since we were little kids up to high school and then on our way to college. And nothing I say today will do you justice. You're smart, you're funny, you're caring, and there are very few people whose opinion I value as much as yours. The strength of your character and your genuine kind heart is something that's evident whether you've known her for 15 plus years like I have, or you've had one conversation with her. Chalmers, on the other hand, well, that's a completely different story. So let's move on to how Brett and I got so close. It all started in Little League Baseball when the most prolific coach in Plainview history, Coach Jim Chalmers, who I believe is in the audience today, made the unfortunate decision to draft me on his team. And now Chalmers and I, we always thought we were going to make the major leagues. I truly believe that. We truly believed we were going to make the major leagues. And now now Lisa too, I guess. I could hear Alexa thinking out loud, saying, I went to every single game and I didn't think that once. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but she was right. We did not make the major leagues. But we do play softball on Saturdays at Central Park, so some dreams do come true. But as much as we clicked on the field, off the field was just as special. Brett and I hung out pretty much every day. We would play video games, stickball. We would watch wrestling. We would even eat our favorite dinner together, spaghetti and meatballs. Lisa, I still remember your Swedish meatballs. They're still tops on my list. But the problem with that is that these are all things that we used to do in the past, except for one, which Chalmers has been unable to shake. I think we all know what that is. It's wrestling. Chalmers still has an obsession with wrestling. An undying obsession with wrestling. So much so that he could be seen rubbing elbows with children that are from 8 to 12 years old. as they cheer for his favorite WWE wrestler, Randy Orton, execute the stunning RKO. Now you might be asking, how do I know what the RKO is? Good question. Chalmers has given me the RKO over 100 times. All of them against my will. And as I look into the crowd, I do see other victims out here. Jeremy. Where are you, Jeremy? I feel your pain. You're safe now. But it doesn't stop there. He's also dressed up as WWE star Dolph Ziggler. Interesting name, I know. Dolph Ziggler at a live event in public. But I give him the benefit of the doubt because he was only 10 years old, right? Wrong. He was 26. But who's counting? Who's counting? Besides me. Throughout the years, even when we first started, you've always been looked at as part of our family, and that's something that will never change. And I've been fortunate enough to feel the same way about yours. So now we move to after college, where I was fortunate enough to move into the city with three of my best friends, Chalmers, Levitt, and Mike. Burzow, you were at home, I think. I'm not sure what happened. And to be honest, Levitt, Pastrich, and I weren't always the cleanest of roommates. I'll be the first to admit that. Mom, I know that might come as a shock to you. But we had a fourth roommate who was a beautiful live-in nanny named Brett Chalmers, who did a lot of the cleaning. So Amy, you were a very lucky woman. Now this is normally the time where the best man would humiliate the groom with drunken stories and late night debauchery. So buckle up. And then unbuckle. Because Brett and I were always studying at the library. So I don't really have anything to say. Folks, you gotta remember, my parents are here too. But you guys aren't gonna get off that easy. When we would go out in the city, Amy would always be over on the weekends, and we would have a great time going out. And as luck would have it, there was a McDonald's right across the street. She knows where this is going. So there was one night where we go out, everyone's having a great time, and Brett and Amy decide to leave about an hour early. Nothing too crazy. Until Levitt, Pastrich, and I got back to our apartment. And it was a war zone. But not your typical war zone. Picture a room filled with chicken nugget boxes, cheeseburger wrappers, fish fillet wrappers, McFlurries, you name it, it was there. But where were Brett and Amy? They were sleeping on the couch, passed out, cuddling, with their bodies adorned with McDonald's wrappers. And I think, yes, they did want fries with that, because there were a lot of fries. It was perhaps the cutest, most horrifying thing I've seen in a while. So what do? We gently woke them up, and we escorted them back for what was probably go down as the most embarrassing walk of shame, only 5 feet away. Shame. 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 It's a little Game of Thrones reference for you fellas out there. So for those keeping score, it was McDonald's 1, Chalmers nothing. And it actually later came out that McDonald's reported record profits that quarter. I don't know why. So why tell this story? That story defines the overarching theme of these two. There is no Brett without Amy. There is no Amy without Brett. Whether it's an embarrassing story at McDonald's, and we've all been there. I mean, let's be honest. Or a romantic getaway in Barcelona, Spain. They enjoy each other's company, and they really are the perfect couple. And after seeing you guys over the years, there was never a doubt in my mind you guys would be here today. Never a doubt. And I always hoped that I would have the privilege up here to give you the speech that you guys deserve. When it comes to relationships, you guys are the gold standard. And there's no other way around it. Some might even say the cream of the crop. And I even remember the first time Brett really opened up to me about Amy. And it was in 9th grade outside of Jordan Fry's house. I bet Jordan Fry never thought he'd be mentioned in this speech. And I wasn't even planning that one. And Brett told me that there was something so incredibly special about her. He couldn't put his finger on it, but there was something so incredibly special, and that he was starting to develop some serious feelings for her. And B, I don't think I've ever told you that I remember you saying that to me. And it wasn't so much what you said, it was how you said it and the look in your eyes when you said it. And you still have that same look. So Chalmers, I couldn't be more proud of you for the man that you've become today. You're an incredible person, an unbelievable friend. You're handsome, and I'll never say that again. Actually, why don't you edit that part out? You're successful, you're loyal, you're a great brother to Alexa. You found an incredible woman in Amy. Today, you're the champ. I truly believe the best is yet to come for you guys. And Chal, I'll leave you with this. I might have been born an only child, but there's not a day that goes by where I haven't looked at you as my brother. Love you, buddy. So please raise your glasses.
Good job.